This is THV 11 News at 6.
Well, the rain continues to move across Arkansas this evening, making for a stormy start to the Thanksgiving holiday.
Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Brooke Buckner alongside Faith Woodard and Chief Meteorologist Tom Brandon.
And Tom, you've been watching Today since last week. And what did you see today, and what can we expect ahead of the holiday?
Well, it's going to continue to rain a little bit more tonight, ladies. We're looking at rain, embedded thunder across the region. It's a messy commute out there for the back part of the Monday evening drive home. Cloudy skies, a little fog and drizzle as well. The rain will begin to taper off in the coming hours, though. I think by midnight we'll see most of it either in eastern Arkansas or out of the state. You can see this big batch of yellow. This is moderate rain. It's rain we need. It's raining in places that desperately need it. It is slowly plodding to the east-northeast, and there's some thunder involved as well. I've seen a thunderstorm or two toward Faulkner County, also out toward Perry and western Pulaski County. Non-severe here, but southeast Arkansas could have a spicy storm a little later on. Look at our numbers. We're all very similar in the middle 50s. These numbers will hold out in the middle 50s for the rest of the night, and we'll keep those rain chances. But when the rain comes to an end, we'll have to deal with a little bit of drizzle and fog. Here's the 3-day outlook. Tomorrow, a drier day. Temperature jumps up close to 70 tomorrow, and then much cooler conditions spill in for Wednesday and also for Thanksgiving Day. I'll have more on your forecast and the timing of when the rain will come to an end here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Tom. Tonight we continue our coverage of Amazon's Lit 1 facility right here in Little Rock. Officials announcing they're closing the doors for good.
It's a decision that has impacted thousands of employees. THV 11's Maya Ellison hears from some of those workers and provides some answers to lingering questions about the facility.
Well, it was last week when Amazon officials announced the closure of its Lit 1 facility because it did not meet building code. And questions haven't been, what about my packages? But what about the thousands of people who work inside the facility?
Very disappointing. It puts like a sour taste in your mouth for the company in general.
Georgie Wagner received her offer letter to work at Amazon's Lit 1 facility starting October 30th. She couldn't imagine that she would never walk through the doors of the facility again.
On October 29th, I got a phone call from Amazon Job Teams, which is who does the hiring. And they were like, hey, look, we're having issues at the facility, but we're going to pay you for your time until your next start date, which was, I think, the 13th.
Amazon officials say they were informed of the building's structural flaws, prompting officials to announce a 3-day closure on October 22nd. That date was extended from November 7th to the 21st.
13th rolls around and I get another phone call. Hey, we're pushing it. We can't open yet. And then on the 19th, we got emails saying that we're terminating everyone that was a seasonal employee.
In a statement, Amazon officials say, quote, errors in the initial design of the building and failing to meet seismic code leaves them to indefinitely close the doors of the 4-year-old facility. 4,000 employees inside the 3.6 million square foot building, now without a job. And while Amazon says employees will be provided 90 days of pay and transfer opportunities, Wagner explains that's a category she doesn't fall under.
When they posted saying that they were paying all of their full-time employees, I was like, no, they're not, because you just fired a good portion of your employees that hadn't even got to start yet, but you were paying us to work for you.
For Wagner, she says it's a burden that leaves her uncertain about where to go next, not just for her, but her sister and husband, who also worked at the facility. The decision leaves her struggling to plan for the holidays.
It's upsetting because more or less we're thinking about it in the long terms of we can't help with Christmas.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Maya. Thanksgiving is almost here, and grocery stores nationwide are rolling out special deals to help shoppers save on their holiday spread. A new report shows this year's meal may cost a little less than last year. Across the country, families are prepping for Thanksgiving, and many are looking for the best deals on holiday meals. Grocery chains like Stop & Shop, Walmart, and Aldi are offering low-cost bundles, including full Thanksgiving spreads for about $40. A new Wells Fargo analysis shows the average cost of a Thanksgiving meal is down 2 to 3% this year, thanks in part to lower prices on items like turkey, stuffing, and cranberries. Economists say shoppers can save even more by choosing store brands and watching for promotions as the holiday approaches. Unfortunately, deals and lower costs can't help everybody, though. The state of the economy and the recent government shutdown have many looking for free holiday meals. We've made them easy for you to find. Right now on THV11.com, you can find a list of organizations offering food this week. We're talking about groups like the Canvas Community, St. Mark Baptist Church, and Jericho Way. Just search Thanksgiving meals, and if you know of others providing free meals, send them our way.
Turkeys will be the centerpiece of millions of Thanksgiving tables across the country, but turkey farmers have faced several challenges in recent years. Karen Kafa looks at where farmers have felt the squeeze.
Thanksgiving's coming up, and so we raised about 1,000 turkeys.
As Thanksgiving draws closer, the focus at Whiffletree Farm shifts from the pasture to the store.
All right, Erica, here is that 12 to 13, 9, yeah, all paid for you, all good to go.
And founder and farmer Jesse Straight says this year is close to a sellout.
There's a lot of demand now, and then no demand later, because no one eats whole turkeys after Thanksgiving. So it's sort of now or never.
Making the Thanksgiving rush a priority. Straight doesn't sell to a big buyer. His customers are primarily perennial locals to his farm stand and local restaurants in Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. But farmers big and small face similar line items in their budgets, with labor at the top.
A lot of human touch with our turkeys, and that's our greatest expense. The feed is also another big expense, infrastructure like the mobile houses, the tractor, etc. And then processing would be the next thing.
Economist Faith Parham of the American Farm Bureau Federation says rising costs have put a squeeze on all farmers.
Things like labor cost, fertilizer, machinery, all of those things are just been driven up and up and up.
And turkey farmers in particular have struggled with avian flu in recent years, squeezing supplies for consumers. But Parham says this Thanksgiving, their survey points to a more than 16% drop from 2024 in consumer prices for 16-pound frozen turkeys at supermarkets and grocery stores, despite higher wholesale prices.
Turkey farmers are battling highly pathogenic avian influenza, and so they're still having a tough time with lower supplies, but grocery stores are really offering great coupons and deals to keep that turkey affordable this year.
For small family farmers like Straight, who sell pasture-raised birds directly to consumers, however,
we think, like, for the good work we're doing, this is a steal. And but yeah, if you're hunting for a bargain, we're not your person.
Meaning the cost of putting turkey on the table can depend upon a consumer's tastes. In Warrenton, Virginia, I'm Karen Kafa.
As the rush to get the food ready begins, so does the busy holiday travel season, and this year is expected to be record-breaking. The TSA expects to screen nearly 18 million people from the Tuesday before Thanksgiving to the Tuesday after the holiday. That's the most in 15 years. It comes after widespread disruptions in air travel following the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Federal aviation officials were out at Newark Liberty International Airport today, stressing the nation's airports are ready to meet the demand.
For us, this week is our Super Bowl, and I'm here to tell you we've got a great plan. We're past the lapse, controllers are back at work, they're excited to be back on the job, they're excited to be compensated to be back on the job.
If you are delayed or you're canceled, know that it comes from a place of your safety in mind. If it's weather, if it's mechanical, if it's air traffic control, staffing issues, those are the factors that are considered.
AAA projects 70 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more during the Thanksgiving holiday period. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday afternoons are expected to be busier than the rest.